I cannot believe how stupid you people of the Young Turks are. Just like most of the liberals, he distorted the truth. Sean wasn't blaming the poor. He was just pointing out how stupid they were because more kept insisting they were duped. They weren't duped. They were just stupid. I'm a realtor. I've never been to a closing where there was not a lawyer at the table. And the lawyer would ask if they understood the terms of the loan. If they did not understand the terms of the loan, at that time they should say, no, we don't understand. The lawyer would then explain it to them in plain language. I've heard this done many times, but it should not get to that point. They were explained the loan before the closing table. They were told that they have a balloon payment and it could go up to this amount. They were explained that every single time. This is where that 30 years comes into play. The reason this was never been a problem until now is that people were always able to sell their home before the balloon payment was due. But in the latter years of the Bush administration, that wasn't so easy. People got stuck because the market slowed down, the homes weren't increasing in value so fast. That's not a bad thing. It just happened in the cycle of real estate. And people got stuck, like I said, so they had to foreclose. Sean wasn't blaming the poor, he was blaming the idiots like Barney Frank and Chris Dodd for the crisis. They created the situation that allowed banks to loan money to people that could not afford a balloon payment by making Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac buy the loans. Now this is kind of remedial finances, so I don't know if you can understand if you're a liberal. But if the government says we will buy these loans from you, is the bank then supposed to not make the loan? Of course they are. Of course they're going to make the loan. They'll just sell it to the government afterwards. And if they don't make the loan, then the government's going to accuse them of discrimination. He blamed the liberals for the crisis, not the poor. And the point about 30 years is obvious, but only to intelligent people. So I understand why you would not get it. But I will say this part real slow for you so you can follow me. Incrementalism. Liberals are very good at that part. They get their way incrementally. It doesn't happen tomorrow, the next day, or even a year from now. It takes a long time for their stuff to work. If the financial crisis would have happened right away, then it would have been obvious what was wrong, who was to blame. They plant the seed, they set it up, and then years later, when it seems to be working right, they go and make it bigger. And then several years later, when it still has not gone bust, they make it even bigger, or rather worse, until it finally does go bust. But by then, it is forgotten how it all got started in the first place, and they can blame someone else for the problem, like the rich. Did I explain that slow enough for you? Or are you so indolent that you can't even understand this?